Today we are looking at dividing polynomials by monomials. In example 1, we divide a polynomial by a monomial using a model. We begin with 6x squared minus 8x, which is our polynomial, and it's displayed right here with 6x squared, the green block, and then the white bars, the negative x. So we have 8 of them, which is negative 8x. And then on the left side, we have the display of two vertical rectangles, which is our monomial divisor, 2x. We begin by asking ourselves, well, what times x gives us x squared? We know that x times x gives us x squared, so we have the green bar right there representing x. X multiply x gives us x squared right here, and we do the same on the bottom. X times x right here gives us x squared right here. So clearly we have an x right here and an x right here. So we have 3x multiply 2x gives us 6x squared. Right over here we have negative 8x, and we divide that by 2x. So we ask ourselves, what multiplies x gives us negative x? Or negative x divide x gives us, we know the answer is negative 1. Negative 1 multiply x gives us negative x. And then we have negative 1 right here as well, and negative 1 right here as well, and negative 1 right here as well. So we have negative 4x multiplies 2x gives us negative 8x. You can also calculate this algebraically. You have 6x squared minus 8x divided by 2x, where you can break this apart and make 6x squared divide 2x minus 8x divide 2x. Now I know that x squared divided by x gives me x, and then 6 divided by 2 gives me 3, so I have 3x on this side, and then 8x and 2 divided by 2x, the x cancels out, so I have nothing right here, and then 8 divided by 4 gives me 4. Or sorry, 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. So I have 3x minus 4. So that's the answer right there. To check your work, you can actually use the divisor, which is 2x, multiply 3x minus 4. And we have that displayed right here. You have 2x multiply brackets 3x minus 4. With the distributive property, you take 2x times 3x and then 2x times 4, or times negative 4. Then you would have 2x times 3x minus 2x times 4. 2x times 3x gives you 6x squared, and then 2x multiply 4 gives me 8x, and then you subtract that, so you have 6x squared minus 8x. Okay, or you could simply do plus and then negative 4 right there. Same thing. All right, so let's look at these examples right here. You have 3x squared plus 6x. So you know that 3x squared, okay, 3x squared, that's a square. You could divide 3x down here, and then you add 6x, that's a 6, not a b. Yeah, 6x divided by 3x. You could do that. So you know that, well, the x cancels, and then you have 1x on top, so this is gone, the square is gone, the 3 and 3 is gone, so you have x plus, this is equal, 6x divided by 3x, the x gets cancelled out, and then 6 divided by 3 is 2. So all that, the quotient will give you x plus 2. Okay, you could go ahead and try this one out yourself. Our second example is a problem-solving example, and you're being asked for the ratio of the surface area to the radius of the cylinder, and then write the ratio in simplified form. So what you can do is you need to find out what is the surface area of the cylinder. And we know that the surface area of a cylinder is 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r times h. Okay, we've looked at this before. This is basically finding the area of the circle right here, and then you have two of them, pi r square being the area of one circle. You have one on top and one on bottom. So you have 2 times the area of the circle. And then you have the circumference, which is 2 pi r, times the height will give you the lateral of this cylinder. And then you're being asked to find the ratio, so you divide the radius. So again, the surface area of a cylinder divided by the radius. So right here, all you do is 2 pi r squared divided by r. The r cancels out, which on top, instead of r squared, you're left with r. So you have 2 pi r plus 2 pi r squared divided by h, 2 pi r squared, blah, blah, blah. 2 pi r h divided by r. R cancels out, then you're left with 2 pi h. These are two different terms, therefore you cannot add them together. So this is the answer already. Now with this cylinder, it said in part B that the height and the radius is the same length. The height is the same as the radius, so therefore you can substitute h into r. Okay, so, or r into h, doesn't matter. But in this case, they took the radius and substituted into h to keep the same variable. So then you have 2 pi r plus 2 pi r. Now with these two terms being the same, I have 2 pi r and then another 2 pi r. Adding that together will give me 4 pi r. I know this question might be a little bit confusing, but please go ahead and reread this and look at the steps carefully and make sure you understand what's happening right here. Okay, and then again, you can go ahead and in your notebook try these two questions out. Most importantly is this key area down here. Okay, this is just a recap of what you are required to know for this session. I believe is 7.3. Please read this again and make sure you really understand what the lesson is trying to teach you. Again, I will post what you're required to do for today on PowerSchool. Make sure you do the work and show your steps when you're doing your work. And several of you have sent me emails asking how you upload your work onto PowerSchool. On the main page of PowerSchool, which is called your dashboard, there should be a session that tells you what you have to do, all your assignments. Click on assignments and then click on your math assignments for today. And then there should be an area for you to upload your work. After you upload your work, make sure you click submit. If you don't click submit, I will not receive your work. So make sure you click submit, and then once you've done that, it should send me a message telling me that you have submitted your work. Okay, so if there's any questions, please feel free to message me or email me.